So when I was like in the 11th grade, maybe 10th grade or 11th grade, I was in high school. I was big into trains and loved going to see these trains and special trains. And I had a buddy of mine who was older, but he was still in school. In fact, he was actually the bus driver. So what we did, there was the circus train, the Ringling and Brothers Barnum and Bailey circus train that went all across the world, or United States, with all the circus stuff, was in Augusta, Georgia. And it was coming through. And neither one of us had ever seen it. So he's like, talked me into going to go see it. Because, I'm really innocent and I didn't do anything bad like that because I never cut school. Well, I never got caught. Well, yeah, I did get caught. But anyway, so me and him, once school started, we got in his car and we drove to Augusta, Georgia to see the circus train. Well, we went and saw the circus train. It was amazing. You could see all the elephants hanging out of it and the giraffes were all hanging out of it. It was amazing. So it was so neat to see it go by, and we saw it. He took pictures of it. Well, then he heard on his little radio, because he had a radio that could hear the railroad talking, that there was a special locomotive coming through, an old Atlantic Coastline purple locomotive. And he freaked out. So off we go, flying through town to go to go see this engine. Well, we're in this neighborhood, flying through the neighborhood, and we ran through a stop sign. And it really wasn't our fault because the stop sign was covered up in vines, but we still ran the stop sign. And we ran into the side of this old couple that was in a car that was like built like a tank. So we smashed them. Well, me and him, we went through we hit him so hard, he and I went through the windshield. And we were both, at one point, laying out on the hood of this car as the car was flying around after we'd already hit him. Well, then the car was spinning around with us hanging on the hood of the car. Okay? Next thing I know, the car had spun backwards and hit a fire hydrant. Smashed into the fire hydrant, which slammed us backwards back inside the car. Well, when it was all said and done, I was all crumpled up on the floorboard of the passenger side, and I was trying to get up because I was upside down, legs were all above me. And my buddy who was driving, the older boy, he was driving. And then we also had another friend with us named Kelsey. He was in the back seat. And my buddy Will, he's looking down at me. He's all upset and he's trying to pick me up and he's pulled me out of the floorboard. And I look up and he's like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" Well, when I look up, I start freaking out because the rear view mirror was stuck inside his head. And I'm freaking out. And then when he puts his hands up, he looked like a monster with a mirror hanging out his head. And next thing I know, Kelsey's in the back seat screaming because what he's looking at. Anyway, that rearview mirror was stuck in his head. And the ambulance came and they pulled it out while we were at the scene. And they tried to get us to go to the hospital. But we knew that what we were doing was bad because we had not gone to school. And our parents thought we were at school. So Will had another buddy that he called on a payphone, because we didn't have cell phones back then, called on a payphone that was in school, and he drove to Georgia. He got out of school and he drove down to Georgia, which was about an hour away, and picked us up. Then I got on the bus and came home after being in a car wreck, tells them what happened, and we all got in trouble. But then, that's how life was back then. They kind of forgot about it after a little bit. but taught me a lesson that I shouldn't be cutting school just to go see trains.